The Isthmian Premier League starts this weekend. If you want to see my table prediction, I will put my TikTok account in the description. But all these teams are fighting for promotion to the National League South. And the bottom four, they'll be getting relegated. Today though, I'll be starting with the predictions for the first games of this league. Starting on Friday with Aveley versus Brentwood Town. Aveley, a team just getting relegated from the National South, and Brentwood just promoted. My prediction for this game, I'm not going to say Aveley are going to smash Brentwood, because I think Aveley need to fit into the league first. They need to know whereabouts, what's going on. I predicted Aveley to finish fifth, just in the playoffs. And I did predict Brentwood Town to finish bottom. So I predicted Aveley to win 2-0 at home for their first game in the Isthmian Prem this season. I'm not going to say Brentwood's getting smashed straight away, but later on I think there could be some smashings coming their way. But I need to see their team before I start saying they're going to get smashed. The first game we're predicting from the Saturday 3 o'clocks is Billericay Town versus Wingate and Finchley. Billericay got to the playoffs of the Isthmian Prem last year, where they got knocked out by Dover Athletic, the future winners of the playoff final. Wingate and Finchley, however, they finished mid-table in 11th place, just behind Cray Wanderers and just in front of Folkestone. I predicted Billericay to finish in as first place this season. I think the quality of their team will be able to top all the relegated teams. And also, I'm trying not to put Dartford up at top because I don't want to mess with my head. So that's Billericay Town I put in first place. With Wingate and Finchley I put 12th, so one place below where they finished last season. And my prediction for this game is only a tight win for Billericay Town, 2-1 Billericay. Next is Cray Valley versus Carshalton Athletic. Cray Valley Paper Mills also got to the playoffs with their first year in the Isthmian Prem last year, where they got knocked out in extra time against Dartford 4-3. And that was a great game as well. If you want to go watch the highlights, go watch it on the Dartford channel because that was such a great game. And then Carshalton, they finished 7th, just outside the playoffs, even though they're 6 points behind, after smashing Dartford on the last game of the season. I predicted Cray Valley Paper Mills to finish 4th this season, and I think they finished 4th last season as well. It's not showing me, but I think they finished 4th last season. And I've predicted Carshalton to finish 7th again. So I put both teams in the same spot as where they finished last season. Carshalton, at the start of the season, I didn't think they'd be fighting for playoffs, but they built during the season. And even though they're 6 points behind, they look like a decent side. But I just think they're not good enough to get playoffs this year. My prediction for this game, however, was Cray Valley Paper Mills 2, Carshalton Athletic 2. Cray Wanderers up against Canvey Island. Now, Cray Wanderers finished 10th last season, 1 point ahead of Wingate and Finchley, 2 behind Chatham. At the start of the season, I think they were rock bottom, so they built their team up to mid-table. Canvey Island, however, they finished 17th, 5 points above the relegation zone. I said Cray Wanderers are going to finish 8th this year, and I said Canvey Island are going to get relegated in 19th. If you want to see my reason, go to the TikTok account. But for this game, I said Cray Wanderers are going to smash Canvey Island 3-0. Next, Dulwich Hamlet versus my team, Dartford. Dulwich Hamlet last season finished P18, 5 points once again above the relegation zone. They were safe on the final game week, but they were close to relegation. Dartford, however, finished third in that tight race up until, well, mathematically the final game, but it was going to be hard for us to win the league. And then losing in the playoff final to Dover Athletic, which was one of the worst playoff finals I've seen. I've predicted Dulwich Hamlet to finish 15th this season, whereas Dartford I put second just because I don't want to give my mind Dartford are going to win the league if it doesn't happen. But also playoffs, I don't see us winning playoffs because we never win playoffs. For this game, I will be going to, and there will be a vlog on this YouTube channel from that game. And I'm saying Dulwich Hamlet 1, Dartford 3, as last season we beat them 3-0 at their place. Cheshunt up against Welling now. Cheshunt last season finished in 15th, so low table club, but 10 points above the relegation zone. Whereas Welling got relegated from the National League South. I have put Cheshunt in 16th place for my prediction, and I put Welling 13th place. If you want to see the reason, check my TikTok, but they've just massively been destructed as a club. Therefore, I'm predicting this game 1-1. Chichester City versus Folkestone Invicta. Last season, Chichester finished 6th, 3 points outside the playoffs, which is disappointing for them. Whereas Folkestone finished mid-table 12th. I have placed Chichester this season 11th. I think they're going to drop off massively, and also because of the quality of the teams coming from the league above, I think they're just going to struggle to keep up. With Folkestone, I have put them in 10th, just above Chichester. So my prediction for this game is Chichester City 0, Folkestone Invicta 1. Lewis up against #United. Now, last season, Lewis finished in 13th place, where # finished 8th. I'm predicting Lewis to finish 14th, and I'm putting # in 9th. My prediction for this game, Lewis 3, #United 3, because there's always big scorelines with #, from my previous games against them and seeing the scores as well. Potters Bar Town versus Burgess Hill Town. Now, last season, Potters Bar finished 14th. Burgess Hill got promoted. Potters Bar started their season strongly last year, beating in the second game of the season. They came to Dartford and they beat us 1-0. However, I have put them to go down in 20th place, and I'm saying Burgess Hill Town are going to stay up in 17th. My prediction for this game, Potters Bar Town 0, Burgess Hill Town 1. The penultimate game of the match day, Ramsgate up against Whitehawk. Now, Ramsgate also got promoted last season, whereas Whitehawk were in the relegation battle but stayed up in 16th place, 10 points ahead of the relegation zone. I predicted Ramsgate to finish just outside the relegation zone in 18th, whereas I put Whitehawk in 21st. If you want to see my reasoning, go to TikTok, but I've got a full hatred to Whitehawk as a club because the pitch is horrible, their football against us was horrible, and their burger was horrible. So that's not why I predicted them 21st. I just don't think they have the quality to stay up in this league anymore. I've put this game down as a 1-1 result. St Albans City up against Chatham. Welcome, St Albans. back into the same league as Dartford. I think it was 3 years ago now we came up against them in the playoff semi-final and lost to them on penalties in the National South. Now they're relegated into the Isthmian Premier with us. I really don't want to come up against them in the playoffs again. But I predicted them to come third. Chatham Town, I predicted to just avoid the playoffs in 6th, where I think they were they were 9th. They were doing all right, and then they fell off massively in the new year. So I predicted them 6th this time, just outside the playoffs. And my final prediction for this match day is St Albans City 1, Chatham Town 0.